are you all doing this Monday? Man, for those of you that hung out this weekend online and in person, it was a good one, man. We had request night last night, and I didn't get to too many requests, so I thought today, as any good Monday should be our leftover day. Thought I'd break the rules to start off, as a matter of fact. Because usually request night is all about requesting original songs, because we do tribute nights the next night where I'm playing covers of some artists that have inspired me and influenced me, but we didn't really have time to get through it all this weekend, what with all the chaos and mayhem. So there was one request by Corinna's mom. For one of my favorite Gillian songs. And since it was her little baby daughter's birthday, I figured, you know what, this would be a good excuse to break the rules and play a song for Sherry to start us off on this Monday's gathering. Oh, me on my own, won't you look at me so high, running around with a red top down. Said I wanna do right good night, right now. Wanna drive to Atlanta, live out this fantasy, running around with a red top down. Said I wanna do right good now, right now. Put your arm around her shoulder of a regimental soldier. Your mama starts posing that wedding gown. I said I wanna do right, but not right now. Oh, me on my own, won't you look at me so how we're running around with a rag top down. Yeah. Said I wanna do right, but not right now. I know all about it. You don't have to shout it. I'm gonna straighten it out somehow. She said I'm gonna do right, but now, right now. Oh, me on my own, so how running around with a rag top down. Said I'm gonna do right, but now, right now. Gillian Welsh. For those of you who do not know that song, or that songwriter, I like her a lot. Ooh. Well, we got to celebrate a little bit with some of my bandies after the show last night. And drove home this morning. Back hunkered down in Chelsea. and trying to figure out how we're gonna make a bunch more live shows happen. What we realized this last weekend was that this community of ours is incredibly thoughtful and respectful when we get together. And no surprise, I guess, right? But the whole country and the world right now is trying to figure out how to make live music work again in a safe and responsible way. Tupelo Music Hall up in Derry, New Hampshire did a wonderful job setting up the framework there. And our gears are turning about how we as a band can take matters into our own hands. More on that. Ooh. I hope this feed is going all right. Can you still see me? I hope you can still see me. We had a request, a couple requests for this song. This is a kind of a new song, and it's a song that the band hasn't started playing out yet. Probably the only song that's a contender for the next band album that we haven't, one of two or three, maybe, that we haven't started playing out as a band. It's called It Don't Land, and it tells a story of a couple trying to get by, struggling to get by, like so many of us are struggling to do right now. I just got a message from Judy. Oh, she says it's going great. Okay, good. Paint chips off the rafter, and every time he slams the door, she don't mind waiting, but tears what she's waiting for. 1 month on the hustle, another on the grind. They don't need to get ahead, just a little less behind. And she dreams of Colorado, and she's holding up her hand. Yes, she's praying for an answer, but it don't land. It don't land. Ain't salvation a river flowing? It's a mountain road. It's a winding plan. 18 ton of gravel, 20 ton of clay. The pits ain't never been a place for saving up your pay. A squirrel and 25 a shift. Couple months he'd have a grand. The plan always works perfect till that bottle's in his hand. And he dreams in Colorado. Yeah, he's holding up his hand. Yeah, he's praying for an answer. It don't lie. It don't lie. We all look on the horizon, miss these moments on the ground. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine. Seems to stand the reason. Sometimes I don't know when we're fine. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine. Oh. Another night, another meal, nothing much to say. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine. Yeah. Been to see the doctor, there's a baby on the way. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine. But they somehow hold that house together, find a way to keep on earning. Bills they keep on coming, wheel it keeps on turning. Sometimes they find happiness, others they are sad. But that freckled little girl's the dream they never thought they had. And they dream of Colorado. Yeah, we're holding up our hands. Yeah, we're praying for an answer. It don't lie. It don't lie. Ain't salvation a river flowing? It's a mountain road. It's a winding plan. Dress is undone. Now I'm Jericho's son. Sunrise is shining, the day is a diamond, and it's only just begun. I hear you calling. You scare my walls. You climb inside. Yeah, we will ride it till one of us falls. The storm will fight our fool's parade. We'll bring the storm, fade away, and my walls could fall to your serenade, your serenade. time I try, every goodbye, somebody told me that beauty is only a state of mind. We walked it out. We live with doubt. You've seen my signs as I walk the line, but she figured me out. This storm will find our fool's parade. We'll break the storm or fade away, and my walls could fall to your serenade, your serenade. Maybe it's time to step off the line. I'm ready to say now. In every Jericho town, the walls tumble down eventually now. So come on, can you get through to me? Can you get through to me somehow? The storm will find a fool's parade. We'll break the storm or fade away, and my walls could fall to your serenade, your serenade, your serenade, your serenade. This time through, I tried to pick songs that I felt like I was seeing a bunch of people requesting. Sometimes when we do a leftover night, I'll kind of balance my leftover choices. Oh, thanks for all the claps. I'll balance my leftover choices with Supergirl's song charts to make sure that I'm playing requests, but also I like to make sure that each night that we gather, it's a very different experience musically. Because it's a limited experience as far as where I am and what I'm doing. Although this last week has certainly been has been an adventure. 8 days ago I was in California, right? And since then we've had gatherings in Oklahoma and Indianapolis. Had a gathering here, had a gathering over in Revere at Alex's place. We had a weekend of craziness with the band. Last night in the green room backstage at Tupelo. It's been pretty fun. Tomorrow night, I'm having Poche come over, and he and I are gonna do a gathering together. Me and my hermano. So that's gonna be cool too. So, anyways, for tonight's choices, I chose some of the songs that I thought were interesting that a lot of people were requesting, and so those last two had a handful of requests. I thought that I would play a new song for y'all. As many of you know, I try to bring a new song to the gathering most nights that I can, right? And so I've been working on this one today. This is actually kind of interesting, and it goes back to, I played a song earlier called It Don't Land, which is a contender for the next album. And the last album we did was super interesting. We brought fans on board to help us produce the album. And basically, it was, a lot of people call it a fan funding campaign, right? And that was certainly the case for us. You all, our amazing fan community, helped make it possible for us to make the album. But really, it didn't, to us, it was more important that people were just engaged. So it didn't matter how much you spent. It just mattered that you were involved. And we took people along in the process, and we had our fan community, our amazing fan community, choose the songs that we ended up producing, and make some of the creative decisions, choose the artwork, help me choose the name. That album became Hurricane Wind, and we have been working on the next album, and we're gonna start another fan involvement campaign at some point soon. That I'm excited, especially since we've been hanging out so much. We have a ton of content from in the studio, so I want to take you all, behind the scenes to see how we record the album, how it all happens. So we've been making videos. They've all been stored. Some of them are like a year and a half old at this point, because that's when we started recording. Pretty fun. But on the last, when we were doing Hurricane Wind, there were, for people that wanted to, be heroes, right? And really help enable us to make the album. There were some things that they could do. Some of you all did them. Some of you came backstage with us, or came to sound checks, or there were all sorts of different. Some people signed up to do private concerts in their homes, and there's one awesome member of our community, this guy named Rob, who I've known for a number of years. Wanted me to write a song for his wife, Allie, and I thought that was so cool. So we started a process where we had a handful of phone calls, and I was just asking him about his life and their life together, and he started telling me their story, and it was a beautiful love story. Followed it up with lots of email questions, and he would write back answers and thoughts and feelings, right? And over time, over a couple months, this song began to kind of take shape, and it turned into this song that I'm going to share with you all, that I ended up recording and giving to Rob. I think he shared it with his gal Allie on their anniversary, on her birthday. It was a special day that they did it, and pretty cool thing to get to be a part of for me as an artist. So gonna share it with you right now. Rob and Allie, if you're watching, I'm gonna do my best not to mess up your song. But I really do love this, so I'm excited to share it with our gatherers tonight. This is called The Way You Save Me. Was an awkward mess. You were the queen of class. Right place, dumb luck. Just trying to fill up my glass. Somehow you came over with your mischief and your grace. First time I lost my heart, first time I saw your face. The way you saved me, you know you saved me. The way that we fly, the look in your eye, you know you saved me. You know you saved me. Every day, towing that line, picking me up, keeping me steady every time. You could have been anything in this world. I still can't believe you chose to be my girl. The way you saved me, you know you saved me. The up and down drives, years rolling by, you know you saved me. The way you saved me. The miracles we've seen, two kids made from you and me. Home each night, a little prayer for them as we turn out the light, yeah. That they will build their worlds filled with love and trust, that they could have a story like us. Someday, baby, you and me, the rat race behind us, be lost at sea. Blue endless sky, ocean all around, the only place big enough for the love that we have found. The way you saved me, you know you saved me. All the things that you do, dreams coming true when you save me. When you save me, you know you save me. You know you save me. Robin Alley, if you're watching, cheers. It was a pleasure to write that song for you. And for those of you wanting to know the name, that's called The Way You Saved Me. It's kind of cool, right? It's like a really personal song about their story, but it kind of tells a universal story. Sometimes I've written songs for people, and maybe I'll share some sometime, but I don't know if they're songs that a lot of people could relate to or would necessarily like listening to if they weren't the actual people or people that knew the subjects of the song. But with Robin Alley's song, it's a song that kind of works on its own, I think. So thanks for listening. I texted Rob before the gathering tonight to tell him that I was going to share their song. I was psyched. Okay, so we're going to try something. So when I was out in the desert, it was so bright that when I was gathering with you all, I would use the camera on the computer, because the camera on the computer, it's not a great camera, but when there's enough light, it's fine. When I'm here in Chelsea, Massachusetts, it's just a little bit too dark, and so the camera comes out grainy. So I have this kind of fancier camera that I'm looking at right now. The cool thing is when I was out in the desert and I was just using the computer camera, I could set up the fancy camera that I'm looking at right now to always be facing the piano. So when I played a piano song, I just had to like press a button and it would click to the other camera and it was all set up. Here, it's a little more complicated because I only have one fancy camera. So it's gonna be really awkward, but we're gonna get through it together, okay? I'm gonna play a song on the piano, but I'm gonna move this camera and hopefully I have a lot of wires attached to everything here. Again, unlike the desert where it was just kind of throw it up and go, because it was just such a beautiful place and the light was so amazing. Here, I have to work a little bit harder. I have a handful of little lights set up and stuff like that. So anyways, all right, here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? You're coming with me. All right. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Now the other thing is, can you see me? Am I breaking everything? That was horrible. All right. Yeah. You kind of got through that. You can kind of see the keys. Okay. I'm going to move you back a tiny bit. All right. I keep looking, when I'm looking back here, it's very weird. When I'm looking back there, I'm looking at the computer screen so I can see where you're seeing here. Right. So this is it's funny, a handful of people requested this song, and I've been trying to figure out the title of the song, and I kind of chose the title last time, but it hasn't really sunk deep, so I saw this request a couple times, and I was like, what is that song? And I figured it out. So I think this is going to be called All This Time. If any of you have people in your life who have struggled with addiction, or maybe just struggled in a way that didn't allow them to be their best selves, right? Maybe you'll relate to what I was feeling when I wrote this song. Been something lit on fire. Could have had love, could have held lightning under your glove. Don't it all slip by? Could have held oceans right in your hand. Ride, could have churned endless, lifting the tides. Don't it all slip by? If you never tried, but you still have time to start again, stronger than you've ever been. You still have me. This time I still believe in you. You could be summer, fly like the rain. You could drive fast, glide like a bullet, feeling no pain. Don't it all slip Start tonight, come on, come on, whoa. So start tonight, come on, come on, whoa. So start tonight, come on, come on, whoa. So start tonight, come on, come on. Okay. I'm bringing you back around. Okay, bringing you back around. Here it comes. Whew. How'd that go? Okay. Looks like we're kind of in the right spot here. Oh, claps, happiness. I had this feeling like, you know that feeling? Like you may have something in your teeth or something in your nose when you're talking to somebody. As I was playing that song, I was like, oh, I wonder if I just had this feeling that the feed stopped or something like that. But I didn't want to stop the song or look around, so we're still together. It's all going good. Thanks for the claps. I'm glad you guys like that one. I like that one a lot. In fact, that song is also a contender for the next album, but that and It Don't Land are the two songs that the band really hasn't put together yet. At least not in any way that we feel confident about at this point. All right. Let's move on, shall we? So, some of you may or may not know this. I lived and worked on a dairy farm for a little while in my life. Did I get a little blurry there? The other thing that's different about playing here in Boston, that's a little bit better, right? Versus playing in the desert. Oh, that's a little nicer, isn't it? That is a little bit nicer. Is that during our gathering, the sun, it starts during the kind of the sun's up, and then the sun starts to go down as the gathering goes, and so the light changes as we gather. So I just tried to make a little adjustment there. I hope that looks a little better. You can see okay. It was getting dark. So anyways, this was a song that I wrote on the farm. Yeah, there were a couple farm songs. One that I shared for the first time is called the cow song, but it is not the cow song. It is the corn song. I was not very imaginative in my titles as I was writing on the farm, as you can see. This is one I wrote for my motto. Running around is making me dizzy. I have to look away. You're talking too much. You're talking in circles. Relax, we forgot all day. And it looks like it's been a while since you have eased your mind. So sit back, enjoy the fire. Who knows what we will find? You sit and tend to the fire, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, you will always be home. You will always be home. I work hard, work all day, and I hum to myself. Well, it helps to pass the time when there is no one else. And a long day passes slowly as sweat stays on my brow. But I know I will make it through as long as I make myself remember. I sit and I look to the sky, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, I will always be home. I will always be home. Inch by inch, the corn it will grow until it's cut down to the ground, yeah. Each spring this vicious cycle will again turn around. I've learned something from this year's crops. Inconspicuous wisdom. Because they'll refuse to go home before leaving a sweet taste on my tongue. You sit and tend to the fire, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, you will always be home. And I sit and I look to the sky, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, I will always be home. You will always be home. We will always be home. Oh, thanks for the claps. This was a nice. This is a nice leftovers Monday. A nice cool down from a wild weekend. I have never been more in awe and from appreciation of you all in this community and the way you continue to come out and gather, and the way you treat each other, and the way you listen, and the way we get to share. I was joking, we have a we've been joking about the fact that it's not a good gathering until somebody cries. Well, it was hard for me to get through those shows, all three of them at points. Just looking out at the parking lot at so many of you that came out, that traveled for hours and hours to be there, just to hang live. And what was really cool? What was really cool were the people that I met that had never seen us live before, but had come to the gatherings, and through the gatherings had come to know the music and the community, and that was their first live concert experience. What a cool thing. It is, sometimes I feel strange, a little bit, experiencing so much appreciation and joy during such a messed up time in history. you know, I know it's silly to feel guilty or bad about that, but you know, sometimes our feelings are just our feelings, and we're gonna feel them one way or another, even though we know they're rational or irrational. But really, it's been a pretty special and incredible time. I heard that we lost Charlie Daniels today. And 120,000 other Americans. I mean, right? 9/11, 3,000. The Vietnam War, 40,000. So far, in these last months, we've lost 120,000 Americans, more than that. It's too much to process a little bit. This is one of the reasons why this time that we get to spend together each night means so much to me. Because even though I know I can't process it all, somehow getting to chip away at it a little bit with you all helps me. Anyways, let's sing one together to finish up, huh? Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us and all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we had. These moments pass lightly, they won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink till the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me. Let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us, and all that we see is to my heart and the air that we breathe. Here's to around good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow. Let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one as as if this night is our last. It's to the drink that we share. Oh, it's to the drink that we share. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks to our moderators at Adam Ezra Group and Rally Sound. Thanks to our friends from Well Told. See, I like these white ones too, but they're harder to come out with the light shining on it. There it is. That was really cool at the shows to see everybody holding up their Well Told cups. That was cool. We're gonna see a lot more of my bandies on the gatherings coming up. I mentioned this earlier, but tomorrow night I'm having Poche over. He and I are gonna hang out right here in front of this piano, and we're gonna play together for the gathering. That'll be really fun. I also am gonna force him to share some of his new music with you all that I think you're gonna really love. I think Wednesday, I may be gathering from Waltham over at Corinna's place, and so you'll see some of Corinna, and I'm actually gonna make her play some of her own songwriting too. She came on a gathering once when we were isolated, right? And she came on via Skype, and in the middle of playing one of her original songs, it cut off. So we're gonna make that right on Wednesday, I think. And I think later on in the week we're gonna do a gathering with the full band again. So it's good to be back around the musicians that I love. I'm excited to keep on sharing music with you all. Okay, I'll stop babbling. Stay safe, please. Keep on looking out for one another. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.